Well, good evening to everybody from North America and good morning to everybody down in Australia. What a beautiful day we're having here. It reminds me of Australia. It's super hot, 100 degrees out, 100 degrees Fahrenheit, which, I don't know what that works out in your guys' terms down there, but holy cow, it's warm. We got a jam-packed call, a lot of things to talk about tonight, and really get right down to it. I've got a couple of guests who are going to be on the call with me. Katie, of course, and Trevor and Sandy and Rennie. This is the second week of the month. So like we do every month, tonight we're talking about the comp plan. And really, I think, the main topic, I was trying to jot down some quick notes on giving you kind of an overview of what we're going to talk about is really positioning yourself to have a proper start. How do you get yourself started the right way, and then how do you help other people get started in the right way, and then really from there, how do you get that return on your investment, the ROI, and then helping 3 to 4 people get started the same way, and then what do you do next to make $1,000, and then from there, why do you want to go for that 1-star rank, and then this week, if you were on the Connect call, you found out that we Sisel launched the loyalty rewards points, and Aaron should be on tonight. I don't know if he's on. Aaron, if you want to hit *6 and just let me know if you are on now. I know he said he might get on later on in the call, but he's traveling, so he had to pull over in order to be on. And then really, the last thing that I want to talk about tonight is what we call the sizzle call, and not the sizzle as in SISEL, but sizzle as in SIZZLE, like the sound your bacon makes when it's frying. Katie, you probably remember what bacon sounds like, but I know you're vegetarian. Anyhow, so you remember that, Katie? Anyhow, to get started, the first thing that I will do is let's bring Rennie on, and Rennie, as we're talking about getting started in your sizzle business, and again now this the SISEL part of it, but as you get started in your business, you could come in really any way you want. I mean, if somebody wants to buy a tube of toothpaste and say they're in the sizzle business, they can sure do that. But, it's not going to set you up, really, as a business builder. It's not going to set you up in a way that you're going to be able to generate any income. It's really not the right way to do it. And so as we talk about getting started the proper way, positioning yourself and setting the stage for success, we talk about the wealth builder. So, Rennie, if you want to hit *6, Rennie Ferguson from up in Canada, just kind of share your thoughts on why it's so important that a wealth builder actually comes in, or as a business builder, they come in with the wealth builder pack. So Rennie, I'm going to hand that over to you.
Hi. Okay. Can you hear me now? It looks like
loud and clear.
Okay, very good. Hi, everybody. Always great to be invited back. 92 degrees Fahrenheit here right now. So it's the warmest part, getting warm in the day. As far as coming into the business, as far as anybody coming in with a tube of toothpaste, I would not be signing up in their team, for one thing. I would not take them serious as a builder. I'm really pleased that Sisel has put in the marketing package, because to me that denotes somebody is serious. To me, $315 US is not expensive when you can turn that into $1 million and beyond business. So I think it just makes a statement. And of course, I always believe, and this is how I teach, is when you come in, you come out of the gates running and you run hard and you build some structure. And I have been able to, living in Canada, like, I don't know, our dollar is rather grim. It's sort of the same as the Australian dollar. So to me, it's very important to have built that foundation. And so I've been able to use my commissions, and again, we've talked about leveraging and strategy before, and so this is definitely leverage. And I've been able to buy my qualifying products monthly from my U.S. commissions, and I don't just use the minimum. Believe me, it's several hundred points. So I think that setting yourself up, like, again, treat it as a business. And that doesn't matter if somebody says to you, oh, well, I'm only doing it part-time. To me, that are you still treat it like a business. You still have your goals, you maintain your goals, you still have productivity, monthly, I think is very important. Kurt, does that give you the answer that you were needing there as far as covering that topic, Katie?
Yeah, exactly. The other thing is that, I just wanted to say that with our comp plan, the nice thing about it, and I know, Rennie, you've looked at it, it guarantees, if you're a wealth builder, that you're not going to be leaving money on the table. If you come in and you don't come in as a wealth builder, what ends up happening is that you enroll somebody, and I know this has happened to people on our team already. They're not a wealth builder, and they enroll somebody that is a wealth builder. Rennie, I know you've had people have it happen to. What happens to their money?
Well, they're leaving a lot of money on the table, absolutely. And again, that's one of the reasons this Wealth Builder program got my attention. And yes, I have experienced that in my own team, and I find it both sad and shocking, because I think that you do leave a lot of money on the table. But even if somebody is an experienced marketer, I always appreciate when people can be coachable, because we've come in with a new company. Even though we're experienced, this is different verbiage, different ways of doing things. And so it's nice to be working with people that are open-minded and say, well, I've got experience, but that certainly doesn't mean I know it all. So I'm counting on you to guide me, because they don't stay unknowledgeable for long. And I tell you, when they find out, good Lord, if anybody was to ever come back to me 6 months down the road after they've gained some knowledge and say, gee, wish you'd told me that little nugget, like how much money I'm leaving behind. Plus, basically, if you don't follow through, you basically screw the person that enrolled you. If you just say, well, I'm not buying the Wealth Builder, you're not one of their wealth builders. So that's not the person I'd be working with, because to me, they're not serious.
Yeah, the other thing is that when they made the changes in the wealth builder plan not that long ago, I really felt like, oh man, they just kind of took some of the leverage away when they added to what they called the qualified wealth builder. The whole thing is, yeah, it might look nice because you look at it, you go, oh, that's a great product pack. But really, the wealth builder wasn't designed as a product pack. It was the way that the company said, here's a business pack for you people that want to go out and build a business. Here's a business pack. And so when they changed it to where, you didn't earn the wealth builder bonus, but instead you earned 7%, it's kind of like a kick in the rear saying, yeah, Kurt, you didn't do your job explaining it. And all of a sudden you have people coming in 30 days later buying it. And just to kind of give you all that are listening to the call a little bit of feedback on that. Right now, if you're my new prospect and I sign you up as a wealth builder, I make $150 because I'm qualified on all 6 of my wealth builder legs. And you do the same thing. I mean, I teach people, you do the same thing. I'll help you find 6, and now you're qualified on all the wealth builder legs. But if that same person waits until their 31st day to buy the wealth builder pack, instead of making $150, I make less than $16. Than $16 because it pays 7%. And so I'm real forthright in telling people that you really want to nail it down. Who's your business builders right away? Let them know, and I'll show you. Trevor and I are going to kind of role play, and I'll show you something that you can use to find out right away. I mean, yeah, there's going to be some people who down the road, they've done great on the product. They love them. They say, hey, I want to be in the business with you. But really, how often do you go to McDonald's? You love their Big Mac. You say, I love the Big Mac. And you go, I'm going to open up a McDonald's. It doesn't happen very often. People don't go use products and then turn around and say, I'm going to start a business. People get into business because they're looking for a way of building a business. And so that's why you want to present it the right way. Wouldn't you say that, Rennie?
Absolutely. The other thing to be aware of, again, a little bit of a heads up here, because some of the people on the call might be in that position, because Kurt sort of touched on this with the implementation of the Wealth Builder. People really understand the compensation plan to the point that they're not showing that they care about their downline, because they rather be making 7% rather than 3%. So again, there's some math here, and it's very, very simple. So that would be cutting that off. That's when you see people enrolling everybody as a distributor, and they're not making anybody any of the wiser the difference between the position of a preferred customer and that of a business person. So then you take that to the Wealth Builder. Yeah, I'm not interested, and I'm very upfront with people if they're coming in for the business, that the pathway into the business is with the Wealth Builder program. And if I would never want to hear of somebody not being forthright with a new person and say selling them that, even we'll go back to this example you mentioned, the Wealth Builder pack is not a product pack. That is for business. And the person, if somebody was to try and sell you that as a pack and not tell you that that is the pathway into the business, it's really, to me, lacks integrity. And basically what they're doing is because they want to make the 7% on everybody of you bringing them in, rather than you getting 25% and them getting the 3%. So you see is that clear? Did I make that really clear for everybody?
Yeah.
So just be really mindful of that too, because there are people that know exactly what they're doing.
Oh yeah, they know the comp plan inside and out, and they know they're cheating you, and they'll tell you to sign people up as distributors because they're going to make 7%. Where if you sign them up as a customer, you're going to make 25%, and they're only going to make 3%. So they'll cheat you. They'll take 18% away from you so that they can make 4% more. And look, folks, we don't do that. I'm going to tell you right up front. Be honest with your people when you enroll somebody. Be honest. Be upfront with them, because that sets the stage for how they're going to do the business too. And I like working with honest people, and I know Rennie and everybody else on the call, you do too. The other thing that we want to talk about, Rennie, is that, and you kind of touched on it before, you buy several $100s worth of product every month. The key is like, I've been in my own business. I've never had a job. I'm 56 years old, and I've always run my own business. And we called the monthly expenses, that's what we called overhead. Right? I had to pay my salaries. I had to pay my rent. I had to pay for supplies, all those different things. That was overhead. And in the Sisel business, if you're really doing this as a business, think of it the same way. Your overhead. What's your overhead? Well, if you're in the business and you're doing it the right way, if you're teaching it the right way, your overhead is the 300 PV per month. I mean, really, as a business builder, you shouldn't be teaching it any other way. You shouldn't be telling people, oh, yeah, you can stay in the business and do it for $50 a month or 50 PV a month. No way. If you're in the business, you really want to set the stage that it's 300 PV per month, because now you're gonna help people get success. Because now when they teach other people, business builders, how to do it, I mean, if you're just a product cheerleader and things like that, buy whatever product you want. Buy a tube of toothpaste, skip a month, whatever. But if you're doing it as business, you don't want to do that. And we'll talk in a little bit about why it's important, especially now with the loyalty rewards, why it's so important to understand the whole concept of auto ship, auto pay. I mean, it's just, you really want to understand that concept. But the next thing is, that I had on my list, Rennie, was, as we're building this, the next thing is that you really want to not just go out and come in as a wealth builder, and not just, set your stage for buying the PV, the proper PV overhead per month. But the next thing is that let's go out and help everybody right away. Let's help everybody get their return on investment. Let's help them get their money back. So if you came in at 300 PV, roughly with shipping and everything like that, it's about $400. And if you did that, you know, even in Australia, it's just a little over $400. But the key to it is that if you go out and help 4 to 5 people get started, you're gonna get your money back, and now you're in it for nothing. And Randy, wouldn't you agree that being in business for nothing, isn't that a nice thing to say to somebody? Somebody says to you, they say, "Hey, Randy, what did it cost you to get started?"
Well, and you nailed it, Kurt, because you simply get to work. And that's why I always use the term, you come out of the gates running and you run hard and you build some structure so that you are getting that, you're creating that income that you can then use for your monthly products. These are amazing products. Like I came in because of the age pill and Sisel ripped, and the products that I've used and become comfortable with, and since that time, I'm impressed with this whole product line. And it's like, why would you not want to be using these products? But you're absolutely right, setting that stage. And the other thing is, what happens if you were the person that was just, I'm going to just say, just blatantly cheap? And, oh yeah, only 50, that's how you're teaching, that's the energy you're putting out to other people. Plus, what happens when somebody comes in, because I've certainly seen it, not everybody in my team is on the back office and seeing the numbers change on a daily basis. And so what happens if things get going underneath you and you reach the next rank and, oh, whoops, missed the bonus because I was cheap and only put in, say, a 50 or 100 point order where you needed more. So you have that mindset that you're always moving forward. It's the same as when Kurt's driving that Studebaker down the road. He isn't just focused on the hood ornament. He's looking way down the road. And that's the same when we're building our business. We're always taking this in strides, that we're always moving forward. We always want to hold that rank that we've gotten to, but within that, we're working towards that next rank. That's just, you have your monthly goals, and within that, you have your weekly goals. I certainly recommend, and don't you, Kurt, in writing down the people that you're working with. And maybe that didn't come to happen last month, that person Joe that you were talking to, and you've got them noted down as a preferred customer, and what you think that they'll be purchasing, so you can go back to them, add them to your list for this month and get back to them. So I always share product price with them and what the best deal is. And if we're talking about age pill, just like numerous of our other products are bundled, so you want to share with your prospective customer that here's the pricing and some of the products are bundled. So this is your best value. And if you do it the right way, they're not going to be of the mindset of, oh, that Rennie, she's just trying to sell me product. No, what they're saying is, gee, Rennie's really looking out to save me money. And it's, again, just how we present.
And what you're doing is you're establishing yourself as a leader too, and like I talked about in the newsletter last week is that that's what people are looking for. Is they're looking for leaders. They're looking for. I mean, you might have just got started yesterday. You might have just got started this morning. But if you establish yourself with the leadership mindset, people listen to that and they go, "Oh, Rennie's a leader. Oh, Katie's a leader," and they follow you. They start to follow you because people want to follow a leader. They don't want to get in business with someone that goes, well, I don't really know. I mean, I don't really know how we should get started. I don't really know how we should do this. And too many times, because this is a volunteer army. Most people that get into Sisel, they're not doing this on a full-time basis. The next thing, Rennie, that I want to talk to you about is really kind of setting the stage for the foundation, the foundational rank, and I always tell people that, that when you set your goals, you're going, okay, where do I want to be? What do I want to do? And that 1-star rank, why is it so important to that 1-star rank? What does that do for you as far as the compensation, and what does it do for you and your team as well?
Well, when you look at the sheet that's got the unilevel compensation plan, that's going to take you down fairly deep in the compensation plan, and you're just watch that, use that as your guide, use that as your roadmap. And remember, when you get to 1 star, you've got it. Now just duplicate that in your width, and that's the comp plan. That's the simplicity of it. You get to 1 star. And what I like to sort of leverage, again, when somebody comes in that first month, and this can happen within a very short time, so it's not about sandbagging anybody. I don't believe in sandbagging, but and that is holding off until the next month. Because if somebody comes in even in the last few days or the last week of a month, when they purchase that wealth builder pack, that's 300 points already in towards the 1,000 that you need to get to master. So it's very easy to get to master the first month. That makes a nice story. It shows that you're serious. You're building some solid foundation. And also, now that the company has changed that with the first 2 ranks, you're going to get that $50 bonus. So again, you're creating that income. But yeah, you're definitely striving for 1 star, because that is a good foundation of, again, as you've heard Kurt talk about over and over again, create 1 star legs and just do that and do it again. It's just like shampoo, rinse, repeat.
Exactly. That's exactly it, Rennie. You got that down. So, all right. Well, thanks, Rennie, and thanks for sharing all your knowledge. And just, everybody just really appreciates how you present and just your tone and everything. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, well, that's such a compliment. Thank you.
You bet. Thank you. Let's run down and first let me check and see if Aaron got on. Aaron, if you want to hit *6, and let's see if Aaron's on so we can explain this loyalty rewards. Are you there? All right, he might be here, but he's not. *6. So anyhow, let's run over to Katie Larking. And Katie, you and I have been talking about this so much in the last couple of weeks, is that you want to be raving, starking mad about these products. You don't want to just invite people to look. You want to promote these products. Tell us a little bit about kind of this whole idea on being a raving fan of the products. *6.
Thanks, Kurt. Yes, great topic, being a raving fan. Well, I could certainly say that you are a raving fan of the Sisel products, and I would definitely say I'm a raving fan as well. Actually, before I get into that, I just want to mention as a side note, because we will be touching on the customer loyalty bonus program and the shipping rebate hopefully a bit today. I just want to mention, and I wanted to share this story. I've got a member in my team who's building a business, and Sisel have credited some loyalty bonus going back to last year, which they've done for everyone who's been purchasing every month. She actually purchases quite a bit of product because she actually is a raving fan and loves the Sisel products so much, wants to use all of them, purchases as much as she can. Well, she actually got her loyalty bonus back in the new section on the website in the back office, and she got a total of $550 which works out to be $753, which is a week's salary essentially. And when I told her about it, she started crying. So I just thought that was just an awesome story to share, because getting those bonuses back and getting rebates back can make a big difference to people, especially when they're working really hard and it's hard to make ends meet, and they make a sacrifice to invest in something they love and to look after themselves. So I just wanted to share that story because I thought it was just really powerful. So obviously, yes,
it is really a touching story, Katie, when you shared that with me. I mean, holy cow. I mean, to get your 1 week salary back as a rebate. Holy cow. I mean, folks, if you're listening to this, you got to think about that. What other company gives you back a week's salary just because you were a loyal customer? Anyhow, back to you, Katie. I just wanted to say that.
Thank you. So obviously being a raving fan, so being the number one fan, builds a culture of others doing it. And it's really good for your business, obviously. These products that we have in our hands, the Sisel products, are really valuable, and they serve a huge need for people, and they help to change lives. So my suggestion would be commit to product usage daily, obviously, and to work out which products you can be using on a daily basis, and to put that to aspire to create that list create that list and aspire to use all those products that you really want to. So if you use as many products as possible, you're really going to assume success in your business as well, because you want to be a product ambassador, and also you want to be a company ambassador too. And so the other reason you'd want to do that, Kurt, obviously, is because it's going to enable you to create a lot of great stories. You'll get some good testimonials. You'll understand how the products work. It'll help you build belief, and then you'll be able to share that with others. A classic example is, somebody who gets started. I had another person in the team get started on the products. They got started with quite a few of the products, the Triangle, the Age Pill, a couple of other products there as well. And they got such great results. They went straight away and told their neighbors and their friends. They were so excited, but it wasn't just that. It was that because the products worked so well, it actually made them feel a lot better. Mood had improved, just energy, a whole bunch of great positive health benefits that they were then able to convey just through feeling and emotion with their friends and neighbors. And it resulted in them joining immediately. So, this is another reason why it's great to be a raving fan. It also gives you,
exactly.
it gives you posture, and then you can transfer it to another person. So the other thing I just wanted to say, yeah, absolutely. So another great idea about being a raving fan is that you could also go one step further and, use the products publicly. If you're actually using the products publicly, you're using them daily, other people are going to see you using the products, and they're going to ask. People are going to start asking, what are you using? What is that for? And so it'll be a great, opportunity to start a conversation with people that you normally wouldn't start a conversation with. I've seen Trevor out before with his Fucoidan bottle out at a meeting. We were at a business training, and there was some people there, and they started asking him about what the product was, and it just started a whole conversation. So it really does work. And I think if you took a group of people and half the group of people were doing that, being a raving fan, sharing the products publicly, and the other half of the group were not, which group do you think ultimately would have more success?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, yeah, the group that has some products to demonstrate, some products that people are going to see, and they're going to go, what is that? You're going to have a lot better success at that.
Yeah. So I think also in closing, I just wanted to say, being a company ambassador too, speaking really well of Sisel. If you've got your pins, if any of you have a T-shirt, if you've got your mug or your Sisel water bottle, use it as much as you can. Represent the company. Be proud, because we should be proud. These products are absolutely awesome. I just can't imagine that anyone could have any product better than what we have. I just really don't think it's possible. So I think that's all I wanted to say about being a raving fan. Hopefully that gives people some ideas.
Yeah, definitely. Like Katie's trying to portray and get everybody to understand is that, if you're not a product of the product, you're not understanding the product, and how in the heck are you going to get somebody else to even take a look? And some people, they tell me, and this is really a beginner's mistake. Some people, they tell me, well, I got to get my own story before I can start promoting a product. And here's my answer to that. Look, I don't have diabetes. Do you think I need to try the diabetes product before I tell somebody with diabetes that, hey, we have a great product that's been shown to help with diabetes? Absolutely not. You don't have to have your own story. That's the reason that on the last week every month we have our story sharing time, is because that way you can listen to those stories and you can go share other people's stories, and as you get more knowledgeable about network marketing, about the industry, you'll understand that that's exactly where you want to come from. Because sometimes, like I tell people, the best story, the best testimonial is the one you'll never hear. The guy that didn't get cancer. Well, how do you tell people, well, I didn't get it? They're going to say, well, what if you wouldn't have got it in the first place? Right. And so the best story is the one you're never going to hear. Anyhow, so Katie, thanks for sharing that. And Randy, thanks for sharing what you had shared. I'm going to ask Aaron, are you on the call? *6 if you're there. *6. Are you with us, Aaron? Did you make it? Okay, not yet. So what we're going to do is, before I run into the loyalty rewards, because I'm hoping Aaron will jump on and give us kind of a corporate viewpoint out of it. Otherwise, I'll talk about it, and I'll answer call out some questions with Sandy. But Trevor, if you want to jump on, and while you're jumping on, I'm going to take and I'm going to three-way in a call. And basically, when I'm doing what I call rapid fire prospecting, sometimes I'll sit down in an afternoon and I'll go, okay, I got 12 people that I want to call, and I've got a short amount of time to do it. And people say, Kurt, how do you do 12 people in an afternoon? Because they expect that they got to sit there and talk to them for 30, 40 minutes per person. Absolutely not. I mean, that again, sometimes people think that they have to get so emotional about the answer. The thing is that an answer is just an answer. Don't take it emotionally at all. If I say, hey, Trevor, do you like chocolate chip cookies? Do you want to try one of my chocolate chip cookies? And you say, absolutely not. I hate chocolate chip cookies. Am I going to get all emotional on you? Am I going to get my panties all in a bunch because of it?
Well, I wouldn't mind a chocolate chip cookie, to be honest.
Right? But exactly, right? So I'm not going to get overworked on it, things like that. So when you're talking about Sisel and you present it to somebody the first time, the first presentation, the whole thing is that you just really want to find out, do they have an interest? Do they have any curiosity at all? And so one of the things that I like to use, and I call it a sizzle call. And so what I'm going to do is, this is my sizzle call. So it's Sisel as in S-I-S-E-L and then S-I-Z-Z-L-E. So this is my sizzle call. So here's how I would present it to Trevor. I say, hey, Trevor, I got something you might be interested in, you might not. You know what? Could you give me four minutes to listen to this quick recording?
Yeah, I'll do that for sure. Why not?
You bet. And I promise you, if you have no interest, I'm not going to bug you on it ever again. So hang on one second. Let me bring this call on. Hang on.
You ever wonder, what's their secret? You know what I mean? How'd they do that? After I learned the answer to this question, my life changed forever. Yours will too. Let me explain. As children, we're told, use your imagination. But then when we get to be adults, then we're told, don't daydream so much. What? We watch sci-fi movies and we realize, holy cow, his mother never told him that. Now that I have your attention, let me share a short story with you. It's actually quite amazing. I've always felt like I lived a blessed life. I should have been dead several times. I've lost millions, but those are another story. Let's talk about something more interesting and probably more important. It'll change the lives of everyone around you if you take the time to share it. How do some people seem to enjoy the best in life? They achieve and maintain optimum health and vitality into old age. They never run out of money. They never run out of energy. Their bank account seems to be endless. What's their secret? I'll tell you. They figured out that they were willing to do what other people feared doing. But it can't simply be doing anything. It has to be doing something in an area that people want or need the goods or services. They also know that it's hard to enjoy life when they aren't healthy themselves. And life has left us clues on health. As a physician, I'll let you in on a little secret. Stem cells. Healthy adult stem cells equals good health. Unhealthy adult stem cells, bad health. Activating your stem cells will improve your energy, increase your memory, and optimize your health. Seriously, patients call me every day with their stories of better health. Here's another secret. I'll share it with you. You don't have to be a physician to grab your share of this market. It's the fastest growing branch of medicine, age reversal. You probably didn't realize that top-notch research centers like Harvard, Stanford, they study natural plant extracts. They make simple changes biochemically and sell the patents to drug companies. Then we, as consumers, we get even more sick trying to pay the bills because we got sick in the first place. How's that work? Not that many years ago, my son had asthma, and I was told by one of the very best doctors, maybe he'll outgrow it. How would you feel as a young father, as a parent? Unacceptable. I went on a mission. Now I share hundreds of stories of people who have discovered exactly what I found. And many of them are enjoying 6- and 7-figure incomes because of it. You can too. Life has a lot to offer you. Let me present you with a couple things that I want you to ponder and think over. What would you do if money were no object? If you had an endless supply, would you change a few things? What if you knew that whatever you did would turn out perfect? You'd never fail. Would you try a few things that you won't do now? I'm excited that you've taken the time to listen to this short message. Actually, really excited. You see, 11 years ago, I was told my life was over as I knew it. I'd never walk again because of a motorcycle accident. I needed my legs to do my job. A friend of mine shared a message like this with me, and here we are. All because of stem cells and my passion for life. Could you come back from a wheelchair and a prognosis like I had? Get back to the person who shared this recording with you. You may not see what they see, but they recognize some strengths and some abilities, and they see your greatness. Life's short. Many people go to work on a daily basis to a job that seems meaningless. They feel exploited. Retirement is just a fantasy. Let's change that together.
So, after I played that recording, Trevor, my next question would be, any interest at all in finding any more about what the recording talks about?
Yeah, I have got a lot of interest there, Kurt, to be honest.
Yeah. So what I would do, and we won't get into the whole thing, but folks, I'll tell you what, you can imagine that the next thing I'm going to do is when Trevor says, yes, I have an interest, I'm going to find out where his interest lies. If he wants to find out, what I do for my son with asthma, if he wanted to find out, what am I talking about as far as the business, things like that, stem cells, I'm going to answer those questions. If he asks me about the business, I'm not going to talk to him about asthma. And so you can qualify somebody. You can figure out, like Randy and I were talking about, are they positioning themselves to be a good candidate to be a customer? Well, then you show them the product. If they're talking about the business, you show them the business. You talk to them about the wealth builder, but you don't show the wealth builder to somebody who says, "Hey, what'd you do for your son with asthma?" And that's just really how I do it. So just three-way that call into your prospect and let them know that, here's the business. And in less than 5 minutes, I can qualify somebody based on their curiosity. I'm not going to sign them up based on that, but I'm going to qualify them based on their curiosity for that. And then from there, I'm going to find out where their real interest lies. So getting to the last part of the call, and Trevor, thanks for role playing with me on that, and thanks for playing that call. But Aaron, are you with us? Star 6 if you're there. All right, he must not have been able to make it. Like you and I were talking about, and I'm going to stipulate this because you and I were talking about. I mean, the main thing is that you want to be on an auto ship, isn't that right?
Absolutely. If you forget, actually, Sandy's got a really good story about that, where a team member accidentally didn't put their order in for the month, and then they missed out and were pretty upset about it. Understandably so, you would be. So I just think, the auto ship, is your insurance policy to make sure that you're definitely going to get paid. The other thing is you don't have to be ordering the same products each month. You can just log back in and change that order. So
yeah, but just making sure that you have it in place so you don't lose out on those points and on your commission too, like Rennie was talking about. So
yep.
Anyhow, folks, I'll hand it over to you, Katie, and I'll let you close out the call. Everybody, thanks for being here. Thanks for taking time on your Friday night or your Saturday morning to be part of what we're doing. And I know this is a volunteer army, like I always say. And so enjoy the rest of your summer here. And enjoy the rest of your winter if you're down in Australia. And let's make this thing big by the end of the year. Thanks, everyone. Hand it over to you, Katie.
All right. Thanks, everyone. I think Kurt covered it. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for taking the time out of your day. Okay, bye.